Shalom, Wise Solid speaking. All praises to the horizon, peace and wisdom. Today I want to do this deep video explaining first man. Hopefully I'm clear. Let me know if I am. Let me change this. Certain music, when I play it, well, I'm sure those of y'all that know, that have channels, putting strikes and blocks on certain videos. So maybe I should stop doing that. What do you guys think? Now I want to do this video explaining first man. This is original man. Let me adjust my bra and all that. Get these breasts together, big baby, because you know, titties be all over the place. I'm just playing. I forgot y'all like everything, you know. White collar. I don't have no collars today. I was feeling Eddie Murphy, Coming to America, Golden Child, you know, somewhere between. Anybody know Eddie Murphy's name in Golden Child? I'm gonna add that to my joint, like Salisu said, John Shaft. That's Dick. No disrespect. If any of you guys wondered, like, where did Hollywood get that name for John Shaft? In the past, a penis was called a Johnson. And of course, you know, the shaft. There's only one shaft. The shaft of a penis. So, John Shaft. That's why he was the ladies' man, and, you know, he had sex with everybody. Now, like I said, I want to do this video explaining first man. If any of you guys want to visit my website, you can. upscaleknowledge.org, ryservant.org. Thumb me and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Now, I want to say this one thing before I start. It's not going to be long. It just has to do with you guys' life. Manifesting the reality you want. And so, as I've explained in the past, why does this like to aggravate me? I think I like to get aggravated a little. We'll get into that later. Peace and wisdom, Marcos Alvarez, and everybody else that I missed. I seen one of you guys said you have like an overload. I always say you guys, you know, flip-flop around so much. I'm not sure why I think that's the proper way to learn, but it's not. It's a sure way to tangle up the brain and confuse the self. I've come to realize a lot of you guys think like the Hebrew Israelites, the conscious community, any black teacher. I think the followers, I don't think the teachers may know this as well, but I think you guys think that we all have the same perspective. And so when y'all learning from us all, I think like y'all think like, oh yeah, we're learning the whole thing from the pieces. Yeah, it's not. That's not the reality. Everybody has their own perspective, and so you're kind of scrambling your brain up with many different perspectives that don't go together. In that, you shouldn't have a brain overload when learning. You should feel like everything's getting clearer and clearer as you go. I don't know. Now, before I start, I want to say this one thing. Of course, as I explained in the past, life is circles. Whether you're speaking addiction or just your everyday habits, it all has to do with circles. Meaning, repetitiously doing the same thing over and over until it becomes a circle. And you kind of become bound within it, meaning stuck in this circle of repetitious actions or thoughts, whatever the case may be. And so, to give you an example, you may wake up, meaning this may be your week, meaning we have days, weeks, months, years. These are all circles, repeating cycles. And everyone's bound to their cycle, meaning you guys are all bound to your day, bound to your week, bound to your month, bound to your year. Within the year, y'all have y'all holidays. Y'all celebrate them every year the same way. You get it? Down to that cycle of the year. You have the month. Most people are bound to their month. Same with the week. You wake up, you get ready for work, stop at your favorite coffee shop, maybe deli. You get your coffee. You get my point? You go on to work. I'm trying to show you everybody lives in their circle. You may be somebody, you wake up every day, you go to the liquor store, you get your liquor. You get my point? Everybody falls into their circle. We become bound and trapped in it. You want to become aware of your circle. This is for those of y'all that don't like your life. You want to become aware of the circle that you're bound into, like how I just explained it. And you want to create your own circle. Meaning, like I said, you may be somebody, you wake up every day, you go to the coffee shop, you get your coffee, then you go to work, and this is what you're going to do the next day, the day after that. Then on the weekend, maybe you have 2 days where you don't know what you're going to do, and then back to your circle. In that, you're bound to it. You have to create your own circle. What exactly do I want to do in my day? And slowly create that, because you're always going to be bound to a circle. But if you create it, so this is the glory. You get my point? Otherwise, we be lost into whatever circles we fall into, whatever circles life push us into, then we be stuck there. That be the life we have. And so when you're dealing with manifesting thought, manifesting will, I know a lot of people get lost into that. And you guys want things, so you figure I can manifest it, with my mind. And it doesn't work like that. You can't manifest, you can, but you can't manifest material possessions. You want to manifest a life for yourself. You get it? The circle thing I was speaking of. You want to manifest or think of a life that you want. And with that life comes material possessions. Meaning whatever you have right now. Whatever life you have right now. It comes with the possessions that you have. And the next person has another life. And their life comes with the material possessions it has. You get my point? And it wouldn't matter who you are if you're in this life, so these are the sort of materials you're going to have. And if you're in this life, you're going to have these kind. And so the point I'm making is it's not about trying to manifest material possessions. You have to manifest a life for yourself. And in that life, there will be materials that come with that life. So you have to understand the kind of life you want to manifest for yourself. Understanding what comes with what aspects of life. Am I making sense? Because I can go on ahead and get to the deep video. Of course, y'all can visit my feel like taking it out the wrap. But y'all can visit my website and get the, this is the neat part. Get it. Then you'll see the whole thing. But that board that I just showed you, Conscious Cleansing Kit, Circle of Self, the board helps with all of that, meaning what I just said. First, you have to cleanse out the mind, the emotional state. These are the things that's in y'all way of manifesting the reality y'all want. A lot of y'all get self-doubt. Meaning that's truly your only problem. You get self-doubt. You may have people around you that cause you to doubt yourself. Meaning they're not intrigued by the things you're talking about. In that, you lose interest yourself. You like, damn, it's all dry. I thought I had a good idea, but you get my point? And so you want to begin to catch it with self and outside of self, because you have to rid yourself of that one way or another so you can progress forward. That's like the resistance. And when you get where you need to go, then if you want to dirty yourself up however it works, you can. But emotional and mental cleansing is the most important thing. I'm never going to truly learn anything through filth. You get it? Meaning y'all emotional states, it's like the filter of the lens. Y'all going to perceive life however the emotional state is. Meaning you're going to see things through your filter. If you angry, you're going to see things through that anger. And that you kind of spoil things for yourself. So on and so forth. You judgmental, you're going to see things through that. If you envious, you get my point? And so you have to cleanse these things away from the self. In that you can manifest the reality you want. Meaning you have to have day-to-day things to do that y'all like, that y'all interested in, that y'all want to do. This has nothing to do with work. You work wherever you work because you got to pay bills and they pay you whatever they pay you. So you like, I'm going. But you get it? At some point you have to find your own circle. Meaning you have to find what you actually want to do every day. So, say, man, I want to wake up and be able to work out. Then make myself a nice breakfast. Meaning you got thoughts to take care of yourself. You like, I don't be eating right. I'm always rushing and shit. I wish I could just, you know? And so you have to manifest that for yourself. And I wish I could just wake up, do this and that, and still be financially stable. You don't have to fill in the blank, like, damn, how I'm going to get money. Let the mind flow into the reality. You get my point? The rest of that stuff come into play however you do. You get my point? In that, next thing you know, you'll be waking up working out, or you'll have the time to do these things. Usually when people manifest their reality, then when they have it, then they don't even realize it. You get it? Because of desire and want, the mind's always carrying ahead. So they want to manifest one thing, and before they even get that, they got more stuff they want to manifest. And then that, when they get the thing, the mind is full. If anyone wants to give back, you can do so by clicking the title of the video. You'll see my links in blue. Click them. Put about 10,000 in there. I wouldn't really mind. 20,000. Subscale knowledge. Damn. Yeah, it's that time, huh, y'all? Oh shit. Nobody wasn't gonna tell me. So none of y'all was gonna tell me, like, Silas, you got hair. Brother, you got a hair popping out your face. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm grown. I grow hair. My chest is hairy. And if I don't shave, then I have like the taco chest showing. Cleanliness is next to godliness, so I like to shave myself. Not all the time, though. Of course, you can tell I'm fasting. Now, salam, shalom, Khan. You're welcome, big baby. Now, let's get to the topic at hand. Loud and clear. That's what threw me off. Thought you was calling me a clear. Now at your mama. I need me hollering at your mama, big baby, and they're gonna disrespect me that day. Okay. Alright. Now let's get to this deep video. Should I be a comedian? Y'all think I might could twerk that? I'm funnier than all other I'm funnier than all the other comedians. Fuck, I'd rather not be funny. I get up on stage. Get up on stage, corny and shit. Then I start decking everybody in again. I want to learn 52. Laugh. Hurry up. Salam, shalom, Marcel Salvago. Marcel said I should be a comedian. I gotta learn the rules of being a star. I can't give up like going to the store. Stars can't do these things. I need to give me a little, a little hoagie, a little hoagie from the deli. Like, I ain't the type of dude to be like, send the butler. I ain't got no butler, man. What you talking about? My little cousin. Could be mad ghetto. He hired his little cousin. Send your assistant. I ain't got no assistant. My little 8-year-old cousin, bloody. He do what I tell him to do. Like, okay, that nigga. Sometimes. Nah. Said, I swear I laugh more watching you than most TV shows. Let me get to the wisdom. I don't want to make y'all laugh too much. Let's get the wisdom first, then we can laugh later. Now, this video, I'm going to be explaining first, man. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, I ain't go that far. Hopefully y'all grasp that first little jewel. That's probably more important in this video. Only history you need to know is self, your mama, your daddy, and their parents at most. Going back any farther than that, you're truly an asshole. You have to admit that. I mean, you're digging beyond where you need to be dug. And so, we going all the way back to the beginnings of time. Now, in the last video, I was explaining, when you're dealing with the races of mankind, one race is responsible for domesticating the other. When I say domesticating, I mean like making a breed. Y'all might mix this pit bull with that pit bull and make a different pit bull. The same thing is done with little dogs y'all be buying out the store. This is a breeding thing. This is done with cows, They're breeds. Peace and wisdom. Like I said, they're breeds. And so when you're dealing with mankind, one race is responsible for domesticating the other. Now, of course, if you need an example, Italy and Spain, this is your Italians and the Spanish. They're responsible for making the Dominican and Puerto Rican breed of man. If you're lost, Italy and Spain, they came over to the Americas before it was named that. They mixed bread with the indigenous pygmies that were in that area. This is your your short, brown, uncivilized, uncontacted tribes. They mixed bread with them, made different breeds ranging from light to dark. You get my point? Of course, man was sold, so that's the whole point of this. This is why y'all breed animals for sale or for other purposes, like to work and use. And so, of course, they named the place Puerto Rico, DR, People take on that name, but this is how that works. This is what colonization is, like one man going to the butt naked forest. This is before a continent is developed. And they kind of make their own kingdom. And taking the indigenous people of the forest, they're uncivilized. They mix breed them out. Same way y'all do with animals. Basically becoming a shepherd over men. These men being your indigenous people. And so this is everybody's beginnings for the most part. Indigenous person in that race breeded out in whatever area it was in. If you in Cuba, meaning if you somebody from Cuba, same with you too. The Spanish came over there, mixed bread y'all out. So you get my point? Now when you're dealing with white people, Asians is responsible for making that breed, and that's why you have that word Caucasian. So when you're dealing with your Caucasus Mountains, which is over there in Asia, it runs through a couple of continents, I believe. I know a few countries, but within the mountain ranges you have lands. So you might have one mountain range slope down and then another one, and in between it you got whole cities. So the point I'm making is man domesticates man. And this go back to the beginning of time. This is your Shepherd King knowledge. Now, first, meaning when you're dealing with the world, a world being a whole solar system, whole solar body, sun and its members. When I say members, I'm speaking the planets. A world is that. Now, when you're speaking of the beginnings of a world, first you have the pharaohs, or your serpent men. These are your cone-headed albinos. Chinese-looking cone-headed people. This is the beginnings of time, the beginnings of a world. So first you have the pharaohs, serpent men, your reptilians. Just plain and simple cone-headed albinos resembling Chinese people, and probably their ancestors. You had that, and you also had the monsters or the beast of the forest. Now your monsters are like the precursor to apes, monkey, and man. So before you had apes, monkey, and man, you had monsters. Now, the merging of these two genetics is how you get first man, meaning the merging of your pharaohs or your serpent men and the beast or monsters of the forest. This is how you got first man. Now, for you guys to grasp, like I said, our world is the solar system. This is the body, and it starts with an egg. An egg being conceived by sperm. But, of course, on our solar system's level, this is a moon and a comet. A comet conceives a moon and get conception. And from there, you get the growing of a new solar system, or body. Now, the chromosomes from the sperm and egg is like the merging of the serpent men and the monsters. And this is how you get first man. So when I'm explaining to you guys the history of our world, it's based on science. Meaning I don't want you to think it's based on a whole bunch of other people's perspective and writing and this is history. What I'm telling you happens repeatedly in life. Life is a reproduction thing. The whole universe down. So the beginnings is always the beginnings. Meaning sperm cell getting egg cell And then the chromosomes from the sperm and the chromosomes from the egg merging is always the beginnings of any world or life you could think of. It all lie in the biology. That's why I say if you want to know the knowledge of life, you have to go within. It didn't mean sit, meditate, and look inside yourself. It meant understand the biology of the body because it's the same as the universe. And so, like I said, the chromosomes from the sperm and the egg merging, this is like your serpent men merging with the monsters of earth. And in that, first man is created. This is also your lower Egypt merging with upper Egypt knowledge. So when you're dealing with ancient Egyptian science, in the beginning, of course, you had your pre-dynastic pharaohs, Scorpion 1, Scorpion 2, Crocodile Head. These are their names of the pre-dynastic pharaohs. You had Erior, pronounced Era, like roaring. And of course, this is Upper Egypt merging with Lower Egypt. And from that, you get your first dynasty. Starts at Mensis or Horaha, which is to say Hora, like hooray, hurrah. Now y'all have Horus or Heru is Hora, like hooray, hurrah. It starts with Erior. Erior is Osiris. Osiris is just the name for any sperm cell that starts the world. You get it? On our level, of course, this is a comet. Within that comet, so you have the chromosomes. This is your men-sized beings. On the cell levels, well, little micro entities within the sperm, like the gametes packed inside it. That's what's released, and this is the merging. Do you guys follow? If so, let me know. Maybe going too deep, I'm not sure how well versed y'all are in ancient Egypt in these things. But I guess I can do a video later explaining the proper pronunciation of ancient Egyptian names. But Irihor, IRY-HOR. If you're familiar with ancient Egyptian science, I'm not sure how good y'all are. This is the first documented person or entity of our world. You find this thing subscribed in different places. They're not sure what it is, though. What the hell is Irihor? But it's documented like that's the first person of some sort. But not even a person, like a god, I don't know. That. Ra. That's the proper name. Ra becomes Hora, like hooray, hurrah. And so it goes on from there. Mensis. This has to do with men. I mean Menesis, which is the same as Mensis. This is the beginnings of the body of man, but the process of making man. But the merging of the serpent men and the monsters of the field, this is how you get first man. Now, first man is Mon-Ki. Monkey. The first man was monkey. This is why Mon is in the name. Monkey. If you go to ancient Egypt, they worship like Baba. Monkey. You go to the Far East countries, they have monkeys that they have in high honor. First man was monkey. The rhesus monkey, the baboon, in other monkeys, this was the goal, meaning the serpent men merging with the monsters, the genetics, I mean, merging it, was for the purpose to make a monkey a less monstrous creature that can serve these serpent men, these pharaohs. Now, of course, when you're dealing with monkeys, mathematics, speech, building, these things ain't never gonna happen. You can forget it. And so monkey ain't truly good enough. But it sounded good enough. Looking at the beast of the field, you say we can make slaves out of them if we can just get them a little more tamed. Your shepherd wisdom. Catch the wild beast of the field and then make, yeah, catch a wild goat, make a sheep. Catch a wild boar, make a pig. Catch a monster, make a monkey. Get it? But monkey ain't never gonna talk. Never gonna be able to serve the will all the way. So of course, monkey did have their reign as like the greatest thing according to the cone-headed albinos that's doing all of this, your serpent men, your pharaohs. Now, you had your unwanted monkeys in the process, meaning the baboons, your rhesus monkey, these was like the goal, but you did have other forms of monkey that we still have around and ones we don't. These was let back into the forest. Of course, they mixed breeded back in with monsters. This is how you get like your apes and your monstrous beast, but slightly tame somewhat. If you look at apes, you'll see they got cone heads. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, you should start with the cone heads, baby, like I said, man. Cone heads merged with the monsters. So you had like apes and stuff. They had cone heads. Oh, look at that ape. I think I'll be making this up. It's got to do with science. Meaning I study biology. All this happened in biology, in your own body. So, getting around it. And it all reflects here. Sperm cell gets egg cell, then you get the zygote, then you get the 2 cells, the 4 cells, the 8 cells. This is the cells going through different, I never could say that word, differentiation. Y'all know what word I mean. Differentiate. This is when they're going through their differentiate. I never could say that word, man. I'm weird. I see people that could say that word, I'd be amazed. So intrigued, like, how do they do it? How do they do that? Y'all be impressed when motherfucker do a backflip or something. Shit. It said differentiate. So perfect. How did he do it? But this is that process of, 2 daughter cells, 4 daughter cells. Basically, the variety of life that you see, this is happening within the self. The cells are becoming the many different life forms within self. As above, so below, or as within, so without. So, like I said, your serpent men, your cone-headed albinos, they merged in with your monsters to create like your rhesus monkey, your baboons. Of course, the unwanted monkeys, they sent them back into the forest. They merged back in with monster. And this is how you get apes and things like that. But of course, these cone-headed albinos, they kept the baboons and the monkeys that they wanted for themselves and used them as slaves or workers, however you want to view it. And they were revered, like put on a sort of certain kind of pedestal. But they couldn't serve like needed be, meaning they never gonna be able to speak, do mathematics, architectural work, none of that. Just simple-minded stuff. And so, of course, this is when the albino serpent men merged their genes with the monkey. And this is how you get your white blonde or germ man. Of course, this is within the vessel as well. You have your germ cells migrating all around the early egg. You get my point? And then you have your somatic cells. These are all the other cells. Your germ cells, they descend from the cone-headed sperm cells. On our level of life, your germin, they descend from your pharaohs or your cone-headed albinos. And this is what's spoken about in the Bible when they like say if a person got leprosy, get away from them. Meaning if they white, get the hell away from them. They was mixing and merging in with the germs or the Jews. It's all the same. The Jewmen, your Germans, basically the germ cells. But on our level of life, they called German. I'm not talking about people from Germany. I'm talking about like white people in a whole. You got many different races of German in perspective. But like I said, when the albino coneheads merged their genetics with the monkey, y'all have rhesus monkey blood, so nobody should be confused here. I mean, you have Rh negative, that's rhesus monkeys gene negative, and y'all got Rh positive. Rhesus monkeys gene positive, meaning you got rhesus monkeys genes. If you Rh positive, again, the man said they merged their genetics with the rhesus monkey and got platinum blondes, and that was the goal. They can speak in things, do mathematics. Of course, in this, you got darker men too, meaning you didn't just get blonde men, but some of them came out a little brown, a little off, not what you was going for. They're going for the closest thing they can get to a cone-headed albino that has some pigment where they can last in the earth. These cone-headed albinos is white. They ain't got hair. Like, they wear fake hair. They wear wigs. Ancient Egyptians wore wigs because this shit go deep, man. They was white. They ain't had no hair and eyebrows. They drew that on. They couldn't even be in the sun. It wasn't no sun yet, though. The first sunrise hadn't happened yet. The first sunrise in the Bible is when you get to the part where Moses is told to go up on the rock and the Lord going to reveal himself to him. That's the first sunrise being explained in the Bible, but I'm going to have to do that in another video. But in every text, you got the first sunrise, meaning it be dark on the earth in the early times. When the sun first rises for the first time, people shitting on themselves. It's a deep thing. And so before that, people had to go to where the sun was housed or kept. The sun slowly evolved into the great big thing y'all see, but before that, it was kept. This is like the children of Israel with the Ark of the Covenant. They're like still in the sun. But before that, the priests had it. People will come pay their tithes to the sun, bring their seeds and stuff. This is the only way their seeds are going to grow. It was deep. You had to make Mecca a pilgrimage to go see the sun every year, just so you can get your shit grown. You're going to starve. And so they moved the sun from the east to the west. And people make their pilgrimages to go worship the sun. People truly only do things for their own selfish nature. So they only going to pay homage to the sun so their seeds could grow. I know this sounds weird, but so this is life. So you figure the first 1,000 years, let's say, there wasn't no sun. They never seen that before. What is that? Then one day the sun just rose. He said, what the fuck, nigga? God is coming back to fry us. Hey, they've been worshiping the darkness, big baby. I think can't nobody see them when it's dark. You know, when you in the dark, it changes the countenance over time and bring the mind to a different state. And so being in the darkness that long, you know, man ain't never had no way, but if he did, he lost it thin, you feel me? And playing in the dark and playing with the menses. And so the albinos, they merged their genetics with the monkey. And this is how you got your white blondes. And of course, you got other men that they didn't want that was darker. These ones was sent back to the forest. These is your indigenous pygmies. The indigenous people that's uncivilized, uncontacted. They send them back to the forest because they don't want them kind of man. They want the blonde ones only. Mixing their genetics with many monkeys. I don't want y'all to think just one and then bye-bye, baby came. It's science. Mixing the genetics with many monkeys and then they get the one they want. This is perfect. A white skin, basically us with hair. Perfect. And it can talk. Has 5 fingers. Oh shit. Yeah, this is perfect. You got all these other ones. You like, well, we don't want these dark ones. This one is perfect. We can breed this one and we good to go. It's like if you breed in dogs, so you say, I don't really want these spotted ones. Ain't nobody gonna buy these shits. But I got this nice, crazy looking all white one. This all white blue nose. Like that. You say, I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna breed that one. The rest of them, I don't even want them. I'm gonna kill them. Like that. They send them back into the forest. So these indigenous pygmies, they mix back in with monkey. You get my point? This is how you get your hominid men. Your hominid men wasn't never supposed to be. They just a result of that. Like, we got what we want, you could throw the rest back to the forest. And now they merge back in with monkey. Creating, which I will call hominid men. Men that look in between man and monkey. These people not being before indigenous men. You know, little pygmy men. They not before them. But because indigenous pygmy man was sent back to the forest, he mixed breeded back in with monkey, you know, first man. That's why it's man-ki. Like, hey, man. Depends on where you come from, but monkey, man-ki, whatever. Same old same. Now, you had indigenous people in the forest, mixing and merging and breeding with themselves, and then you had some that mixed and merged back in with monkey, creating these weird hominids. They breeding amongst themselves, but that was never supposed to be. That's why you don't see it no more. You just see what was supposed to be, like the monkeys. You know, man. And so now you got these blondes being kept by these pharaohs or serpent men, you know, conehead albinos. And then you have basically what we call indigenous men, you know, short brown pygmies in the forest running around with the animals. You get my point? At some point, these white blondes, they start migrating out the far north, you know, from Greenland, Canada, beyond Russia, like that. A lot of people don't realize it, but Greenland is like a part of the United States. When you're dealing with the United States part or the Western Hemisphere, you got South America, a nice, solid, big, huge continent. And then you got like little broken up fragments of it in between South America and North America. This is like your Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, DR, all of that. Little broken up continents, still a part of South America in perspective and North America. So South America and North America is the same place. They're just separated by little broken up pieces of continents. Like if you got one big thing and then it's smashed in the middle, but was never removed, just sitting there. Like that. You got South America, one solid continent, broken up islands, and then North America. You got Canada on top of North America, meaning they ain't separated in no way. North America and Canada is like South America. But after Canada, you got broken up little islands or continents. And then Greenland. Greenland and Canada is like South America and North America. You got the little broken up islands separating them. All of that truly just being the Western Hemisphere, the Western Hemisphere curving kind of central as you get beyond Canada. A lot of y'all don't realize it, like Russia and North America is real close to each other, depending how far west you are. You get my point? If you like 140 degrees, 160 degrees west, let's say you 88 degrees north, 160 degrees west, you ain't that far from Russia. Get it? I'm just giving you a perspective. Russia like 2 degrees. Like 2 degrees away. So y'all got the wrong perspective. The map kind of make everything flat. I guess it throws y'all off a little bit. But this is how you get your indigenous men, your whites, like I said, your platinum blondes, or your white people. They start to come down into, America was giant territory, meaning Canada, America, that side, Greenland. This is like giant territory, meaning white people, the conehead albinos, but not them. The white race that they made and they kept and they liked the best. White serpent men, the conehead ones, they was in the far, far north. That's up. So they're up. Imagine if you're standing on top of Niagara Falls, and so now you're looking down at New York. Like, y'all look at it like the map. Like, North America's higher than South America. Look at it like that. You have air, and then you just have land here, land here. We got buildings and stuff, planes flying, it throws y'all off, but just imagine you standing on top of Niagara Falls, you're looking down on the people in New York. So how we gonna get down there? You get it? This is how it's being explained in Norse mythology. The frost giants came to Middle Earth. You get it? Middle East area. It kind of was looking down from the mountaintop. It's the same like over in the Caucasus Mountains. In between the mountain ranges, you have lands. As people climb up, now they on top of the mountain ridge looking down. They say, yeah, we gonna go down there and colonize and get bit. You can get busy with it. I'm getting Planet of the Apes flashbacks. I never seen that. Shalom. I was too lost in the movies. Like I said, this is based on science. Learn biology. And if you were a biologist, you should be crystal clear to you. All this happened in biology, when the cells is like multiplying and the body developing. In the Bible when they talking about the Tower of Babel being built, and this is explaining the spine part. When the spine part of the body is developing, the neural tube. The spine goes to the mouth. That's why it says it. God or the Lords wouldn't let them build the tower into heaven, but instead, confounded their language, sending them all different ways. When the spine is being developed in biology, once it gets to the neck part, then the cells scatter all different ways, becoming the tongue, the lips. You get it? They don't get to go up into the brain. That's why it says it confounded their language, sent them every which way. But we talking about literal things, the cells in your body. On this level of life, we talking about people. You get my point? King Solomon, he's ruling over the tower. He's bounding the spirits to them. Before there's a spine, so the souls of the dead, they're just hanging out with the people that's alive. Where else are they gonna go? Think about it. A baby's developing in wombs. There's cells inside this baby's body. These cells die, but like the embryo ain't formed into a full baby, so there ain't no spine yet. So all the cells are just in the same spot, chilling. You get it? And so people getting plagued by spirits. They like, yo, this spirit. It's like in the Solomon book, where the little boy is like, yo, the spirit keep coming to me at night, eating my food and sucking my thumb. Remember the book I told y'all I was reading, and I was like, sucking his thumb. I said, threw that to the side. Came back to it years later when I was a little more mature. I said, I gotta understand it's Solomon's magic. Read it again, got to that point again. Threw it to the side. I said, nah, this spicy. Licking up the thumbs. Who do that? Like, what kind of spirit was that, cat daddy? Ate your food, had sex with you, and had a hell of an appetite, huh? So I'm like the spirit raping, but this book is freaky. In any event, this is one of Solomon's work of this young boy. So Solomon's noticing, like, damn, he getting a little frail. He asking, like, what's going on? I pay you good money, big baby. Why you looking like you smoke crack? Why you look like you been hanging with the witch doctor and she put the spell on you? This is crack, mixing of different substances to create some shit to blast you off. Alchemy, baby. So mix that baking soda with that coca. Ooh, turn into a zombie. He'll be back here as soon as he finished getting high. 10 minutes. He had crack and everything in the past, Molly, all that. It was called spells, roots. You get all these substances from the plants, the roots of it. Again, it was called roots. I put roots on a nigga, and then you own them. Today times you got mad crack dealers. In the past, only people who had crack was people that were sorcerers, witch doctors, scientists. And so, if they gave you crack, I'm sure you wouldn't know how to remake it after that. And so you'd be back at their door talking about, remember that stuff you gave me? You can have more. Then they're like, yeah, you gotta be my slave though. This is what a ghoul was. This is what a ghoul was. Vampire stuff. I don't want to get too far off. But this is how you made a ghoul in the past. Meaning this can be done in today. Well, this is. Get him a nice heroin addict, kill anybody. He need that fix. Ghoul thing. You watch The Wire, you see how dirty Chris was? Chris was a heroin head. He's using him like Chris won't do anything. He'll chop people up. He's on dope. Now, I know in The Wire they ain't showing him on dope, but you gotta use your own brain. This is Baltimore. Of course he's on dope. Marlo probably on dope. But you seen how Chris look? Nobody getting money look like that. It's just like if you watch the movie Clockers. This was a movie from Brooklyn early back in the day. Mekhi Phifer was in it. And Sticky Fingers in them. And they're selling drugs in the projects. You had Rodney. He was the boss. He was the one that was in the barbershop telling the little kids, how many feet you got? They said, we got 2 feet. He said, how many pair of shoes you got? I got 10. That nigga said, that's why y'all ain't never gonna be getting no money. You only got 2 feet. All you need is 2 shoes, big baby. You can get your money. He was an old school player. That's how them old school dudes was. They was cold blooded. They had their little fat wife back at the crib. She was always fat. Keep the nigga fed and all that. They had their life together. Them old school hustlers. And it was all business with them. And they was all George Jefferson with it. You get it? And they was always giving you a jewel that was good for you. Meaning if you was growing up in my day, we ain't have big homies. We just had older people that loved us that got on our nerves. They ain't really like influence us to do evil shit. They come curse us out in front of our friends, make us feel like shit. And be like, I can't stand this nigga. But then they might buy you some shoes or shit next week. But I know you my little nigga, man. I had to keep you on the right path. And they take care of you though. So y'all don't really get that. Y'all big homies tell y'all to do dumb shit. I kind of come from a different time. That big homie might let you ride around with him. Just so you could see, like, And then he curse you out, like about the people you hanging with. I told you about being with them dirty niggas. That nigga always hiding me, blood. What's wrong with this nigga? And so you get it different times, but Rodney was like that. Now the point I'm making is Rodney right hand man was Errol Barnes, a heroin addict. You see my point? That. You know them SEALs are making slaves out of men. He's still doing it now with the heroin. Got them out there killing, they do anything. They show you that in the movies. Like, when you look at the big time drug dealer in certain movies, then you see like his right hand man's a heroin addict or some kind of fiend. Get it? Like that. Look at The Wire, Chris was a heroin head. Snoop, heroin head. She's Chris' right hand man. Meaning if you look at The Wire from real life, in real life, Snoop and Chris would have been heroin heads. And they gonna do anything Marlo asks. He gonna keep them fixed. And that's why they do all that weird stuff they do. Only on somebody on heroin could do that. And the same with Errol Barnes and Clockers. Sitting there scratching his neck off, you get it? He high. He'll kill you. That's why the little kid was scared of him. He like, fuck that, I'm gonna shoot him. Because he on heroin, blood. You don't know what he gonna do to you. Especially back in them times. It's different. You got cameras now. People double think, but back in the day, ain't nobody cared if they did something to you. Their whole thing was if ain't nobody see me with their own eyes, I'm getting away with it. It don't matter. In today times, you seen on camera, so it's deep, but that's what spells and roots and things like that was. Understanding, chemistry. In that times, it was called alchemy. Yeah, he was shot in Clockers at the end. The movie's got little deep things that y'all don't catch. But you gotta live a certain life and you gotta know a thing to know a thing. So when I watch Clockers, I know, like, oh yeah, he's on heroin. It's just like Menace to Society. Old Dog's like a little bass head, or a Sherm PCP headed kind of dude. Whether they show it in the movie, you gotta know the times, look at the actions. Old Dog's throwed off, like, he don't never fuck with no girls or nothing that regular young men do. He just shoot people because he's high. Like, you get it? You should say, man, go talk to some girls sometime. He say, wash your feet, stinking. He high, like, throwed off. So you gotta watch the movies and understand certain lives. Then you get it. Like, oh, in real life, Old Dog was like I said, every drug dealer got a best friend. He's a drug addict. And that's they bond. But they come up from kids. The best friends is kids. When they get grown, he became a drug addict. And he became the seller of it. But he still rock with it. He said, that's my man from when we was young. And you get it? That fiend nigga will do anything he asks him. Even if he wasn't high. But because he get high, you get it? Like, think about you and your friend. Y'all grow up and become grown, but y'all still cool. You still trust him with your life. Just nobody else can. Because he get high, but he always remember you. Y'all come up from 8 or something. You get my point? You're going to do anything you ask him. You get him high. And that's all the person that's a junkie want. And so if you getting them fly too and feeding them, it's more than they expected. Just wanted to get high. You got me with new sneakers on, I ain't got to worry about that. They gonna chop something down if you ask. They're high anyway, so. So we go deep. You gotta be careful in these streets if you young. Like, that life way different than y'all think. Y'all play in the shallow waters and goes deeper than the play drugs y'all have. Y'all got like the play drugs, like the mollies and the pills. And it's different in the past. And so, like I said, when these white conehead, well, not white conehead, now we at your white blondes, when they start coming from the far north, leaving from the cone-headed albinos, so they start coming in and colonizing like Europe, Asia, different places. This is how you get your reds, your brunettes, and your black-headed whites. When they're coming from the far north now, because like I said, the serpent men kept them and sent little brown pygmies back to the forest. And so now in every continent in the forest, you got your indigenous people or your short brown pygmies running around. They uncivilized though. And so now these blonde whites, they start migrating away from the cone-headed albinos to get their own fortress. So as they colonize in different continents on their way down, Europe and all them countries and everything on the Far East, they're mixing their genes with the brown indigenous men. This is how you go from platinum blonde to your red orange heads, your brunettes, that's brown, and your black haired whites. That's how you get that. And in the same time, the indigenous people, they're becoming light to dark, like the many different variations you see now. I'm a little light, some of y'all are a little dark, some of y'all are a little lighter than me. You get it? Different variations. But before colonizers came here to America, so we was all pretty much the same color. Penny color. Anywhere from dark brown to a penny. And now we anywhere from like Alicia Keys to this dude I seen, he was black. Like, he was so black his eyes. He was so black his eyes, the white part of his eyes was like yellow. They couldn't get white. He was too black for that. Like, his palms was like orange. He was so black. I said, God damn, black people like albinos, my nigga. They got eye problems and skin problems. Polar opposite thing. So, oh shit. I never seen nobody that black before. I decked this nigga. I wonder if I decked this nigga with smoke come out. Too black to have living physical liquid blood inside of him. And shit had to evaporate. I was scared. I was scared to deck him. He looked really tough. He was black. I never seen nobody that black before. This nigga, goddamn, you like midnight. You look like before life started in the beginning. It was the spirit of God, like hovering over the face of the waters, like the black waters. This nigga like thought. It's just black. Like a nigga just sitting there thinking. It's nothing like black as hell. God damn. Now, like I said, when your blondes begin to migrate down, colonizing, so they mixing in with your indigenous man, this is how you get your red, orange, brunette, and black-headed white people, as well as your indigenous people, because of course when they colonize the area, they domesticate the indigenous people and they become like the citizens or slaves or workers, whatever word you like, of that newly developed place. And then they the rulers of it. And so you get my point? Basically what y'all live now. If you live in DR, Puerto Rico, so people from Italy and Spain came over there around 1492-ish. Kidnapped a few indigenous pygmies and domesticated them. That means mixed breeded them out, making them go from light to dark. And whatever ones they didn't conquer, so they didn't conquer. They didn't care. And they developed cities and things in that area slowly over time, naming them what they want. They named the whole area in the whole Puerto Rico. And those mixed breeded indigenous people are now referred to as Puerto Ricans. You know, the breed that Italy and Spain made. And they can rule us out. But you know, Diego went on. That's Christopher Columbus' son, stepson. So you get it? And so some of y'all are mixed breaded out. Some of y'all are still just the indigenous, like Dominicans, they still just like the indigenous people that was here. They just trapped in the area. Like, you get it? And so they just go with the flow of everything. Everybody just lost. Haitians, that area was colonized by France. That's why they speak French. They never been to France before, but they colonizers came here from France back in them times. Colonized that area. Now you got Haitians ranging from light skin to dark skin, and they refer to themselves as Haitian. But that place was named that after France came and colonized it, and they named it Haiti, and people took on that name because of the place that they're in. You get my point? This is what happened everywhere. If you're talking about North America, well, we speak English, so meaning Native Americans speak English, African Americans speak English. We're the only indigenous people of this place, if you're confused. Meaning they made two breeds. Native Americans, which is like 50% white, 50% indigenous, like the people that were here. And then you have the African Americans, which are basically mixed bred with the slaves that the colonizers was bringing. So we're like a black breed, an African mixed with a North American indigenous people breed. And they're like a North American indigenous people mixed with the colonizers. So that's why they get like higher quality. This is why black people got more say so than everybody else. Meaning, if you another race and you wondering why we didn't get to be president, how black people get to be president before us? I thought they was the bottom of the barrel. No, nigga, we the top of the barrel. You ain't shit. Sorry you thought otherwise. We owned it. We owned Master's house. It's all been a joke on you. We just been using Master to play like he run shit. We run shit. Sorry they didn't tell you that. You're just a little dumb. Half the grass. Native Americans and African Americans run North America because it's our place. That's why we have it in our name and nobody else do. You a Mexican? You're from Mexico. Doesn't matter if you live here. Your roots lie in Mexico. That's where you're from. You Puerto Rican? Oh, you belong to Puerto Rico. And Chinese? Go back to China. I'm Chinese American, that's fine, but still you belong in China. That's why the Chinese in the front. That's where your roots lie. Now you say I'm black, where my roots lie? Well, your name is African American, so America. Your cousins, Native Americans. It's the same thing though. You lost on the native part. You say not Native American. The last part is the important part. American. That means we could take claim to the place and it would be nothing. Well, I don't want to say we can take claim, but you see how y'all be crying about reparations? They messed up when they named y'all the place. It's like the Native Americans. They always can make an argument because they messed up and named them after the place. You get it? Like that. Can't nobody claim North America but the people that got it in their name. Just like nobody can claim Puerto Rico, except for Puerto Ricans. You can't go over there and be like, I'm Puerto Rican. No, you're not. Like that. And so, we speak English. So your Dutch, your English came over here. You know, your Netherlands people. All those different countries, or whatever you want to even call them, states. They came over here and colonized the indigenous people of this side into the many light to dark variations you see. Of course, during this time, people were being bought and sold. So that was the purpose for all of this. Once that kind of got done away with, then they just developed cities, and you feel me? Cities like a domestication center, like a human zoo, like the after, like, well, we can't sell these people no more, so what can we do? Well, we could just make like a city and they could just work in it, and we can just make fake monopoly money and let them work for that. We keep all the, you get it? We keep all the real resources, and we just give them like monopoly money paper to represent the resources. That way they never had no real wealth, just paper. So whatever they need, they got to buy it from us. They can't go to the forest and get it. And that they got a slave. It still be like the same. A dependency thing, a debt thing. So that's the secrets of society, debt. That's how you make a slave out of somebody. Y'all following so far? And so you have your serpent men or your cone-headed albinos in the beginning. Your pharaohs. They mix their genetics with the monsters or the beast of the field. And this is how you get first man, which is Manki, monkey. And he was revered for some time. This is why in ancient Egypt you got Baba. The Far East you got their little monkey gods. But this ain't talking about monkey gods. This is talking about first breed of man created, which was Manki. That's why it's in the name. Manki. Man of Earth. Manki. Ki is Earth. This is first man. You talking about genetics. Sperm cell gets egg cell. The chromosomes within the sperm cell mix and merge with the chromosomes in the egg cell. This is like serpent or pharaohs merging with the monsters, and from that you get man. Horaha. Ra. Of course, after this, monkey's not good enough. So these serpent men mix their genes in with the rhesus monkey. And this is how you get your blondes, as well as your indigenous pygmy men. And so the blondes is kept. That was the goal. The indigenous pygmy men, they sent back into the forest where they mix and merge in back with monkey. And this is how you get all them weird hominids. But they wasn't never supposed to be. That's why you don't see them now. They kind of died off. Like I said, they wasn't never supposed to be anyway. You just, the process of something, the result of the progress of the goal, like. And so now you got indigenous men and these blondes. The blondes are kept in the far north with the serpent men, and the indigenous pygmies, well, they the meek and humble that inherit the earth. Fathers. And then after some time, you know, your white blondes decide to part from the pharaohs of the serpent men, so they start to come down from the far north, colonizing the Middle East, Europe, Asia, all of that stuff over there. Of course, the American and Canada side, this is kind of like Greenland. This is like the side that they live on that's kept away from the other side. So the indigenous people over on that side don't know nothing about no white giants and all that. But people on this side always knew about them. We always lived here together in perspective. Of course, the giants coming from the farther north, so the indigenous people would have been like in the south, where it's a little warm all the time. And ever so often, you know, the white cone-head giants, they'd come down from the far north. You know, Canada, Greenland, Buffalo. I don't mean to laugh. It's funny that y'all don't grasp this. It ain't really that deep to grasp. The same thing still happening. They're doing this in the Amazon right now, but the cone-headed albinos, your frost giants, they coming from the cold lands, Greenland, Canada. You get to Niagara Falls, they looking down in New York and all of that, like, oh yeah, we going down there. You just gotta figure out how to get down there. So you get it? Indigenous men, the native indigenous people of this side of the lands, they got hella stories of them like killing red-headed giants. Like I said, when your blondes come down, they start mixing and merging in with the indigenous people. This is how you get from the merging, you get your mixed breed. So now instead of blondes, you getting like tall ass redheads, tall ass orange headeds, brunettes, blackheadeds. You get it? White people, but they big as shit. Think like a Viking. He's a redhead. And got a cone headed helmet with, you get it? With horns coming out of it. It's a red-headed giant. The fucking Viking was like 7'2". A pygmy is 3'8". 4'2" at most. Somebody 4'2", see somebody 7'2". You got to get real, man. He got red hair. He got red hair. His head is combed. He got a helmet on. You're like, what the hell is that? Like that. But like I said, the blondes, they start migrating down, mixing in with the indigenous people. These is the men that were sent back to the forest. Some of them mixed back in with monkey, creating strange harmonies. Y'all think sperm is a man could have sex with a monkey and have a weird mixed breed? Nah. They be telling y'all stuff so y'all don't do what man was doing in olden times. Meaning sperm is powerful. Get my point? An adjustment here there. And you could mix anything together. Meaning when you talking like man and chicken and could mix any life form here together. You just might have to make certain adjustments depending on how far different the life form is. But everything is close enough where it can all be merged. Meaning every life form here is not that far different in genetics. Then you got some life forms that's like damn near the same, where you like, I don't even see why they got them separate, like man and ape. They make you wonder, like, why do they even truly got them separate? The genetics really all the same, but they just don't want to say that. You only got small little differences, like they got hands for feet, but some of you niggas' feet is crusty. It look like you got a hand. There ain't no difference, you feel me? And so what ape and a man commit right now, I wouldn't say like have sex. I don't know how that would. I know that might be dangerous. But genetic wise, you can mix man sperm with that shit will catch. It's just like a man and a woman. Every time they have sex or their genes merge, don't mean you gonna get conception, but they could go. You got people over in Africa that's not civilized all the way. They live in them little villages. They be having sex with the monkeys. And they be having little strange looking children. Google on you, not Google, but on YouTube, pull up like Monkey Boy or something. I guarantee somebody strange gonna pop up. And all you gotta do is look at it through new eyes. It's just like a lot of people have sex with animals. I guess y'all don't realize that. I don't know why y'all think people got pets for, but people have sex with animals. They just ain't something they gonna tell you. It's always been like that. And so you gotta grasp. You had strange things happening in the past, but you ain't have all the rules we had in the past, so man was kind of free to do some strange things, like access to the drug plants. We ain't got access to the drug plants now, they're illegal. Y'all can't have coca leaf and the poppy plant. This is heroin and cocaine, that's illegal. Y'all can't have the peyote cactus, that's DMT. All the plants that hold the drugs, they got them, it's illegal. Y'all can only get the fake synthetics called pills. Like that. And keep all the good resources to themselves. And give y'all paper money. And so with paper money, you can only buy fake shit. Y'all don't buy food from the farm. They don't take paper at the they buy food at the supermarket. as fake food. But that's what you get with fake money. Y'all don't get milk straight from the cow. Y'all get milk that they made. Because y'all use money. It's just how it works. Like, not that hard to grasp either. Like, what you think you was going to get with money, it's made up. That's not real resources. So why would you think you would get real resources and get watered down fake versions? You sick, you need medicine? That's drugs from the plants, but you don't have no, you have money, so you get pills. This is just chemicals. Like, mix Clorox with ammonia and make a pill out of it. That'll heal them, like that. If you lost, look up what your pills consist of. They consist of stuff worse than Clorox and ammonia. Y'all don't know what amoxicillin is? You don't know what that is. That part. That's hair grease. That's the shit from hair grease. This shit go deep. No, out here drinking that shit, man. What's in y'all medicine is in y'all product. It's in y'all cosmetic products. These people don't care about y'all. It's all mental. They say it don't matter what you give them. People heal their own self. Ain't our problem. They don't know that. They all had cuts. They see their cuts heal on its own. They put Vaseline, cocoa butter, whatever they want. It still heal on its own. I'm sure they seen that. They get a cold leave on its own. I know they seen that. So I convinced them to take this pill. It's gonna make them better. Then they get better in the same amount of time they was anyway. I ain't do nothing. This is how the con artist of old said, like, when they see it, rain. Like, I tell them to pay me, it's gonna rain, and it rain. When it rain, I was right. Where my money? Something like that. Y'all self heal. You get a cut and heal on its own. Now, if you want to go buy Neosporin, cause you feel like, nah, they said this Neosporin worked really good. Well, that's on you, cat daddy. But that Neosporin ain't gonna do nothing. Your body already got healing mechanisms within it. So the moment you get cut, your body start healing itself. And you don't need nothing. You just need to leave self alone. Meaning if the body get any injury, it corrects itself if you leave it alone. Most people, they want to do something. Say, no, I can fix it. And so do you get my point? You got a headache, they'll say you Tylenol, but your body gonna correct your headache. The Tylenol ain't. You say, when I popped the Tylenol, it made me feel better. Because you already got it in your brain when you popped the Tylenol, that's what worked. But you could have did that without the Tylenol. Because the Tylenol ain't nothing but chemicals. Shit that's gonna make you sick. Like, don't fuck up your gut and shit. You ain't healthy. When did the crackhead get liver cancer? That part. When did the cokehead get liver cancer? You can't get sick off real drugs. You can only become a drug addict. What sickness do the crackhead got? Nothing, because that nigga's on real medicine. He just a crackhead. Like, that is the problem. When you're dealing with chemical drugs, this is pharmaceuticals, then you have all kind of problems. Sicknesses. They say this drug, when you take these pills, it's going to lead to this problem. And we got more pills to fix that. That part. The cokehead ain't got no sickness. The cokehead on real drugs, real medicine. The only sickness the cokehead got is that he's stuck on coke. You know what I mean? Y'all laughing because y'all know, like, damn, he might be right. The motherfucking cokehead he don't never get a cold and shit. He healing himself every second of the day. His only problem is he going on that. He going on that shit. And so you get my point? Coke, all the drugs that come from the plants, they for healing. Meaning when you sick, people use it recreationally, so and make it bad. But y'all ain't never supposed to take pharmaceuticals or chemicals. What do a chemical got to do with healing? But it's how Babylon works. Throw your mind off. He said, I ain't peeped that they don't never get sick. It's a real medicine thing. A heroin addict don't get sick. You get it? They sicknesses, they on heroin. Meaning, heroin is real medicine. They just ain't sick when they using it. So, it's fucking them up. But they can't get sick. You can't get sick off medicine. Meaning, you drink beer. So beer is like chemicals. It's made with corn and other strange shit. And so, you get it? Next thing you know, you start getting liver cancer. Chemicals. Person popping pharmaceutical pills, over time they start getting little ulcers in their stomach. The nigga taking heroin, cocaine, crack, they don't have those problems. Their problem is they a heroin head, a crackhead, or a cokehead. You get it? A crackhead can waste their life in the streets sucking dick, having sex, catch AIDS, and somehow they ain't shit wrong with them. They still alive. Right now. You say, how's this crackhead alive? They smoked all their skin off. They have no skin left. How are they still alive? They on real medicine. They can't die. You know what I'm saying? When they get off the medicine, they gonna die. Because they been truly die. But medicine, real medicine powerful. It's really for healing. It won't matter. It won't matter what happened. Crackhead weigh 5 pounds. Meaning the crackhead ain't eating a week, a month. Eat crack. Somehow won't die. I seen a crackhead get hit by a car. Shit knocked him. I seen it. I said, he gotta be dead. He flew in the air, slid. Got up. No. No way you can get hit. Somebody going 75 miles an hour and knock you like. You fly like that, slide on concrete, rip this. How you still? It jumped up like nothing happened. I said. I done seen crackheads get beat with aluminum bats. They say, that ain't hurt. We talking females. If you from my neighborhood, you know what I'm talking. Big homie done baseball bat a few fiends down when I was younger. I said, what is the fuck? Boom, boom, the female ones. I was giving out fake money. And that fiend said, that ain't her. I said, what the what? Hit it, shit said, Pong! I said, oh yeah, that was a hit. Like, your normal person would have passed out and died. She just kept taking it like, Although she said something, I ain't heard that. I said, oh shit. Point I'm making, real medicine's a deep thing. In the past, our ancestors had access to the medicinal plants. Poppy seed, the coca plants, all the cactuses. And sometimes they will mix these things together. And this is what you call spirit summoning. Mixing and merging the different drug substances. And you got drug mixtures that send you directly to certain deities. You get it? If you lost, a nigga smoke PCP in the past and he get butt naked, jump out the window talking about he seen the devil. And I'll see people walking down the street talking to theyself now high on some shit. Who they talking to? Ain't all niggas that get on K2, don't they all act the same? Who they be talking to when they walking down the street? Ain't nobody next to them. That part. I'll say it again. Man, you got drug mixtures could turn an innocent girl into a whore instantly. Literally. You got drug mixtures, knock a motherfucker clean out instantly. It's called chloroform. A mixture of substances. No, they ain't faint. You be dead. You got stronger ones like anesthesia. Put it in the blood, you be dead. You can do whatever you want to him after that. You can operate on him. Meaning you can cut him open. He won't even wake up. Powerful shit, right? Drug mixture. It's called alchemy. Chemistry. Mix this thing with that thing. Watch the magic, big baby. That's why it's called magic. And no seals is the recipe. And I know all of them. That's a deep thing. I told y'all some of them. But they recipes. This is what the elders was into, meaning the ancestors. When they say they was a witch doctor or a sorcerer, they did roots. It means they understood science, chemistry. They understood this plant and the substance that it hold. They understood the next plant and the substance that it hold. And they understood when you mix these things together, knowing the different recipes, you can do amazing things. You got substance mixtures or recipes. Wherever a person take it, they fly. Their body become weightless like they in water. This is where y'all get those stories of witches flying on a broom and make a person weightless. You got all these drugs now. Y'all just don't got no access to the drugs. And you have people flying around and shit. Think like back in the day, people would take glue and be like, yo, it feel like I'm flying. Yeah, they ain't get the proper dough. They ain't get the proper drug. They was missing. It was missing an ingredient. We talking drug stuff. You had farmers of just poisonous plants. You get it? They was called. I don't want to say that, but these was like your pharmaceuticals, your pre-pharmacist people. Take poisonous plants. They know the mixtures to the poisonous plants. This is how you get like your diseases, herpes, syphilis, this bump, that bump. You get it? Mix it and merge into poisonous plants. Then you have those that understand the medicinal plants and the substances they hold, and if you mix this one with that one, you can heal this thing or cause this kind of high effect. And so you have many different recipes, thousands. When I say recipes, meaning you have your thousands of different plants and the substances they hold. We're talking about the medicinal ones and the poisonous ones. And if you know the different arrangements are recipes, like this one mixed with that one, mixed with that one, and you got your 3 mixtures, your 6 mixtures, your 9 mixtures, different recipes. In regards to the spirit summoning aspect, because what I just explained to y'all will be like the casting a spell on somebody or the roots, put a disease on them or something. Mixing the poisonous plant substances together and, give them herpes or some shit. Of course, the first person that got herpes, they couldn't have got it from another person because they the first person. So how they got it? Like, somebody know the recipe. Fix them up. From there, man like suck dick. Man like eat pussy, woman like suck dick. If I put the proper mixture in your spaghetti, you ate it, and bumps, your mouth all bumpy. But before you have a breakout, so you ate your girl vagina. Now she got herpes. Y'all the first 2 people in life with herpes because I gave it to y'all. By means of spells, alchemy. I'm a sorcerer. It's 1360. That's the year. Like that. I got my crystal ball, my glass pot, my Pyrex. I make all kind of shit in there. Crack. Dope. And everybody out here doped up, big baby. It's my world. I got hella slaves. They all on crack. They my own special subjects, my ghouls. I say, what's a ghoul? I gave them my magic recipe. Glass. Crack. Smoke that shit now, own them. They don't need no house or nothing. They just need crack. I don't even have to feed them. They better than slaves. I don't need nothing. But there's substances. I own them. And so this how it was going in the past. So they said, we gotta ban this. This is getting way out of hand, man. You got dope heads out here killing everybody for certain people. The people earning their power like just whacking people. He know the recipe. Now he like God out here. You get it? Meaning it ain't hard. Talking simple chemistry. The little kids knew this shit. Like, you get it? If I'm a sorcerer in the past, so I teach my daughter. Like, let me show you how to make this little rock. It's called crack. You give it to anybody you want, they become your slave. They're gonna look for you every day for it. And you just control them however you choose. And then this one right here is called heroin. You give it to anybody you want. You make them your slave. They gonna need this. They gonna feel like they got needles stabbing them. They gonna do anything you tell them. And you never tell them how to make this. You just give it to them. Now you got slaves. Anybody fuck with you, this is the recipe to knock them out. This is called anesthesia. It's a mixture of 9 substances. Give it to them. They'll just die right there in front of you. You can do whatever you want to them. You may not even wake up. If they don't wake up, then you have to hit them with the anastasis. That's the resurrection. That's the opposite, the opposing mixture of anesthesia. It's called anastasis. If you look up resurrection, you're going to see anastasis in parentheses. It's the opposite of anesthesia, which knocks you out. That one will bring you back to life from any drug. You have a heroin overdose, hit him with the anastasis. You gotta know the recipe though. Same way you gotta know the recipe for anesthesia to knock somebody clean out. You gotta know the recipe to chloroform to knock somebody clean out. All recipes. Ancient sorcerers knew it. In today's times, y'all call sorcerers scientists. They know the recipe. And me. But I'm good, so I don't bother nobody. And so, like I said, you got drug mixtures where people could fly. Till they come off that high, they be flying around. Floating. For real. And you got other mixtures, the spirit summoning aspect, and give it to a person and they blast off. They just spend like 2-3 hours talking to entities. They call them the spirits. You know when people in the daytimes do DMT, then they be like, I was talking to the machine elves and I was talking to the little, like that, the spirits of the dead, my nigga. Let's go back to old times. Different drug mixtures. Of course, when they taking DMT, it's being mixed with like 2 or 3 other drugs, depending on the DMT they taking. And so they just go into the beginnings of the abyss, where you got your nameless spirits. They just trying to lure you deeper in. So they be talking to them machine elves and them little cartoon characters. This is called a rabbit hole. Meaning once you get dosed up with the mixture, in the past they called that the rabbit hole. And the white rabbit was the magician's white mice. Like in the daytime, scientists they still use mice, but they use like hamsters and shit, the pigs, to test out all they like drugs and shit that they making, they recipes, before they give to humans. In the past, a scientist, which would have been called a sorcerer, he used white rabbits. You need to test crack and all that out on a rabbit and said, okay, I'm gonna give it to the person and blast them off. Now they in the rabbit hole. You get it? Alice in Wonderland is a book about a little girl on drugs. She went down a rabbit hole and she started talking to the little rabbit and all this shit. Like, she's high. People get stuck in a rabbit hole. That's what we call in the daytime, like he tweaked out. He took that PCP and never snapped out of it, big baby. He gone. In the past, they would have just been like, yeah, the spirits got him. He's stuck in a rabbit hole. Like, he's stuck in the abyss. They got him. Some of y'all know people like that now. Where you like, yeah, they took PCP or some shit, they gone. They pop that Molly and they never come off. Like they be talking to themselves, they weirded out. He was on that K2, now he be bugging. That part. Y'all know what K2 consists of? That part. A mixture of chemicals. Y'all blast the mind off. There's hella realms in the mind. Like I always tell y'all, the spirits is in the spine. The body is a reproduction of the body before it. This go all the way back to the beginnings of time. And so all the souls from the beginnings of time is in the spines of everybody. And through certain alchemy, they emerge out. That's why when y'all to drink beer and certain stuff, then y'all take on different character. Y'all be out of y'all character. Spirit summoning thing. But that's like the beginnings. You get drunk on the beer, you get a little out your character, and got recipes where you take certain substances, a mixture of them, and talk to the devil. Meaning there's a mixture of non-substances that you could give to a person. See, like crack consists of cocaine, baking soda, and fucking ice cube. But you see how it's a mixture of substances and the effect it has? Cocaine by itself got an effect, but not like that. And if you just give somebody plain baking soda, ain't shit gonna happen to them. But when you mix those two together, do you see what it do to the person? Like that. You take cocaine and mix it in weed and make a woolly, and then your eyes be bloodshot red, looking crazy. But if a nigga just smoke weed, he don't turn crazy. And if a nigga sniff cocaine, he be all hyped up and all sexy and shit. But when you mix them two, then the nigga look like he a demon and he want to kill somebody. It's in the mixing. That's why y'all gotta be careful when y'all mixing y'all liquor or mixing y'all drugs. Because you playing with the old practice and don't even realize it. Meaning you doing alchemy on yourself. And so in the past, you had 3 mixtures. I mean, you had 2 mixtures, three different mixtures, 4, 5, 6. This is your spirit summoning hierarchy. The more mixtures, the closer you get to certain deities. Of course, you got to know the recipes for the spirits. You got different recipes for different things. I might be trying to afflict you with a disease, so that's a different recipe than the recipe to blast you off to the spirits. You get my point? And so let's say I give you the mixture of 9 different substances mixed and merged together into one drug, and I give it to you, you take it. You be sitting with the devil for a whole hour. You come down off the high talking about, yo, Solace, I was talking to the devil. This nigga told me all kind of shit. He told me over in Europe right now at this address, there's $1 million buried under that house, and he told me this. And you looking at the nigga like, man, this nigga was high as shit bugging. Everything he say true. You take the drug, because you like, I let me see. And you see the same deity he see. And the deity tell you like, yo, so-and-so was here. Meaning it's real. Like that. I could take the drug and see the same entity you gonna see. And be like, yo, when you take it now, and you go to him, tell him you my friend and see if he know who I am. And you talking to the devil be like, yeah, the motherfucker just left. I told him this, that, blah, blah, blah. Meaning the spirits is in the abyss. They know y'all. That's why when people be on DMT, they be like, the spirits be like, man, y'all ain't come here so long. Spirit summoning practice got banned, which is that. Again, y'all ain't been here in so long. What the fuck y'all been doing? That part, they don't know that shit is illegal. Niggas was getting high all day off that shit back in the day, talking to I mean, they had spirit buddies. A nigga might be on a mixture of 6. And he talking to a horse spirit entity. And every time he take the drug, he spend time with this horse spirit. And anybody else take that same recipe he took, they gonna see the same spirit. Like that. Where everybody knowing like, okay, this is real. This ain't no joke. You get my point? Let's say I smoke a blunt and then I like, yo, I seen this white lady and she told me this, that, and that. And then you say, I don't believe you. Let me smoke that shit. And you smoke it and see the same white lady, but worse than that, she tell you like, yeah, your man just left. Where he go? Where you like, hold the fuck up. How you know? Like that. You come back next week and the motherfucker remember you. Like, yeah, he was just here a week ago. Where you been? Like they alive in that realm waiting on you. This is an alchemy. This is a real secret of life. That was spoken of where they say men need to stay away from the spirit, from the magic. You don't know what he playing with. Like that. This is real. And y'all coming up on them times again. Meaning, motherfuckers gonna be out here talking to the devil. The devil gonna be telling them crazy shit. Usually when somebody on that level, they die. Meaning they see the devil and never come out. And if you overdose on these drugs, then you left where you at. You get my point? In mine. If you overdose on DMT while you talking to the elves in DMT land, where you think you gonna be? Remember, you're not using your body. You knocked out for the most part. And so if your body knock out for real, you gonna be there. Where else you gonna be? That part. You know how long you gonna be there? Till they let you till they let you go. And you know why? According to life, that's where you want it to be. Why you there for? What you gonna say? I took the drug. You know what DMT was? Like that. Life don't know what y'all want. Y'all know what y'all want. You took DMT, you wanted to speak to the spirits, I guess. If you died there, well, our life supposed to know you don't want to be there. Well, what you go there for? I was just testing it out. Well, I don't know the life like I don't know the difference. If you play with some shit, you must be cool with it like that. It don't bother you that much, so you die there, you stay there. Life don't know to come get you out of there. Why would it? Why'd you go? What was the point? So like that. And so do you grasp? You got a whole hierarchy of these spirits, and one lead to the next. But the first level is just the abyss, and you got all kind of souls down there. They look like cartoons, machines. They change their form because they just vibrations or sounds. So you get it? It's just change form and shape, but real souls. Meaning when you there, you just a vibration too. Your essence is there, not your physical vessel. You in the land of the dead. And y'all fall into unconscious sleep. Unconsciousness is death. Y'all don't know y'all exist when y'all in that great deep darkness. Y'all rise from it, so y'all don't view it as that. But if you didn't wake up, where you think you at? Y'all don't understand life that y'all experience. Sometimes you float in the dream, so be in spirit land, like where the spirits of the dead be at. You wake up back in the physical life, you like, I don't know what that was about. Whatever. Like that. You got drugs that'll bring you there. You got deities that run these realms. The devil be in the top level. So that's how the practice worked in the past. People would start with like 3 drug mixtures, talk to certain entity. Then they'll go up to 6 mixtures and talk to higher spirits. This is when you start getting more direct, like a one-on-one thing. Below that, you dealing with a whole abyss of freaky, weird spirits. They the nameless. They ain't got no names. They just the legions below. I'll tell you anything, like they crazy. Just cool, glad they got company. It been hella long in abyss. But then you got specific entity, like the devil, but that ain't the name he go by in spirit summoning practice. But you got the devil, they all got their name. And people used to, indulge directly with these entities. And they go from 3 mixtures to 6. Motherfucker overdose when he get to 7, so it was becoming dangerous. You get it? But people hooked because they like, no. You see how y'all be hooked on drugs and y'all love the drug? Imagine if like the drug became a person. Every time you used it, you got your little relationship. It's a person. Get it? You zone out and this person's waiting on you. And they remember the last time you would, they get it? Kind of like your girlfriend in real life. They remember the last time you was here and you high, so you like, nah, I'm talking to them. Then you come out the high and you knowing like, okay, when I take this drug, I see the little deity. And she always know who I am and shit like that. And I told my man to take the drug, and when he did, she told him like to come back and get me. Like she don't really like him, cause that would happen sometime. Like, oh, where's the other guy? Why she here? Nigga come back like, yeah, I seen that person you was talking about, but they ain't want to talk to me. They said to come get you or some shit. But in that, they know one like that is freaky. This is real. Like that. Like I said, y'all got light examples now with the DMT. We getting back into the old times. So, try to grasp. People get to like the seven mixtures, they overdose and die. So it get dangerous like that. Only few souls made it to talk with the devil and come back. Like, yo, I sat with the devil for an hour. Like that. The devil is 9 to 12 mixtures. We're talking overdose levels. Nine different drugs merged together and you take it. You're talking overdose levels. But they work their way up to that just for that. I'm gonna talk to the devil. He know everything. And die. Like you never come out of that. They overdose and die. And they just be with the devil forever. But you might have 1, 2, maybe 3 souls of old that, yeah, they took the 9, and you get my point. They sat down with the devil and they actually came out. Throw the fuck off like the one-eyed priest in the Omen, but they came out. You could kind of somehow get them to snap out of it for 3 seconds and have a regular conversation. They know everything. What the devil told them blew their mind. It wasn't the drug. Get it? They took the drug and then they came out that shit and they was finished. Yeah, the devil told them some shit, my nigga. They'll never be the same again. They'll never be the same again. Goddamn, you don't have to worry about it. They wish they did overdose. Like, damn, why couldn't I just die? Like that. And so it was a dangerous practice. It still is. And so be careful when y'all taking these pharmaceutical drugs, because that's what was called in the past the pseudo spirits. The pseudo. I'm trying to think of the exact name so y'all can look it up. The pseudo. Peace and wisdom, unknown concept. Thank you for the gift back. I appreciate that. If anyone else wants to, click the description link. Something daemonum. The pseudo daemonum, but it's not daemon. It's pseudo something daemon. It's a whole book, a list of them. Like I said, these names of these spirits got to do with drug recipes. The spirits being real, but the way to them is you have to know the drug recipe. That's the separation. You got to know the alchemy to get to it. So if you ever read up on spirit summoning practices and they say like this spirit like this and that, and you like, damn, how do we summon these spirits though? Well, the spirit's got a seal. That seal is the chemical formula of all the drugs mixed together to make that seal. You gotta be a scientist, like I said. Y'all don't get it. Y'all think wisdom is just talk. Like, I can summon spirits, blah, blah, blah. That don't work like that. That's for kids. Like, when you don't know shit. But it's a chemistry thing, alchemy thing, a deep thing. So people find treasures, all kind of things in the past. This is how men in the past used to do magic. It started with the drug. They take the drug substance, sit with the entity teach them all kind of shit. Motherfuckers in the past come back a kung fu master. He's sitting down with the Tenga spirits. Little dog fat dog mask I got, a Tenga. Sitting with the ninja spirits, the hellhounds. That's what they are, the hounds of hell. These dogs that be at the ends of hell. We stop all souls from leaving out of hell. The dunya, the body. It's a deep thing. Sitting with them, they come back, they be a ninja, a master. At karate, you like they didn't know karate yesterday, how they know it today? Fucking drugs is crazy. You got drugs where a nigga lift up a whole car. Well, you probably got drugs like that now. Steroid shit. And shoot a nigga up, he be strong as fuck. Like, oh my god, how do you get that strong? So you got different drug recipes to make men do things y'all will say this is not normal. That's why it's called magic. See a motherfucker fly, you see a nigga lift up a whole car. You like, what he on? So it's that old practice. It's 1,000 recipes, more than that, but thousands of recipes. And people will teach their youngness, family secrets. You get my point? We didn't have knives and guns back then, but people had their intellect. Move like that. If your kid was a top level sorcerer or scientist at 8, 9 years old, whoo, cold blooded. Mind you, we not talking curriculum where you gotta sit him down and be like, A plus B, we talking simple. You see that plant? Cut the stalk. You see that juice coming out? Get that. You see that hen? Cut the feet off. The blood inside the hen, mix it in that substance, and then go get that other substance to be like a medium. So the blood won't poison them and make them die to mal it out. And now give it to them and watch what happens. And they teach them like that. Every plant, every substance. You see that plant? Yeah, the juice in there, you can mix it with that one, that one, that one. This is what it do. So they're learning like a kid, but fun. It's fun to them. It's not like schoolwork. It's just like, oh, if I mix water with sugar with red powder, I get Kool-Aid. What's another one? So they just learning like that. And this go all the way to bombs, meaning the alchemy go all the way to your metals. The same way they be learning in Afghanistan. Make a bomb out of a phone and chewing gum. You get it? But you gotta know the recipe. It ain't a hard thing. It's dangerous, truly. Get it? A little kid can make a bomb, but so they banned the practices. I'm sure y'all can see why. You have 10-year-olds running around here creating viruses. You give that shit to one person, that one person spread it all over. Everybody got COVID. A 9-year-old did that. You ain't got a brain to know. Like, man, if you give that person AIDS, they gonna give it to the nigga. About 5 years from now, you gonna kill the whole world. And now, shut up, man. Mama taught me how to do this shit, and I'm having fun right now. Leave me alone. So that's why you read up about the Salem witch trials. Anybody they knew that knew the recipes, they burnt them at the stake. Say you can't trust them to live, my nigga. That's how serious the matter is. Whoever know these recipes, whoever know the science of hold, get them and kill them. They was killing 5-year-old girls. Salem witch trials, whoever knew that shit was dying at the stake. They say whoever a witch gonna die, y'all look at it like a witch is a monster. A witch a regular person that knows science. That kind of science. Your grandma knew that shit. When they catch her ass, they gonna burn her at the stake. Why? Because you got a new system in order. And they about to put that shit in bottles and sell it to the public. But if the public already know the science, how that's gonna work? So they banned it. Y'all on pharmaceutical drugs. They throw y'all off and shit. Y'all be on like Seroquel and all kind of weird stuff, slobbing at the mouth. You get it? It's just the old science, using it how they want. Giving y'all mild dosages of it. Because like I said, the practices, when you're dealing with mixing and merging substances, The practice can go far. I have to get something to drink and use the restroom. Thank you to those of y'all that gave back. I appreciate y'all efforts. The rest of y'all ain't shit. What was that? I'm serious too. Now, that's your ancient practice. Like I said, when you're dealing with the histories of man, first man is monkey. Monkey. And man. And, that evolved or was domesticated into human, which is colorful man. Indigenous man, they all the same shade. They ain't a variety of colors from light to dark. So domesticate indigenous man into human. Man, man in many different colors. And selling and slavery. And so it's a deep thing. Now I'm about to depart. Hopefully y'all grasp that. If anyone wants to ask a question before I depart, go on ahead. In regards to the Circle of Self-Ward, visit wiseservant.org. I'm about to mail out a bunch of these things tomorrow. And then the rest after that. Monday or so, I suppose. So I've been a little dranked out, making boxes and a whole bunch of, the work part that go with the thing. So be blessed. Salam, shalom.